Welcome to this channel and another episode. We are talking about caring for old people. We have this very special personality to answer all our questions that relate to caring for old people. Her name is Miss Nike Oladotun, and she's a social worker and an advocate for older people. So you're welcome. You're welcome to our channel.
Thank you.
What are the challenges related to caring for older people, like the old people? We all have old people in our homes as neighbors, in-laws, parents, and all of that, and it can be really handful caring for them. So what are the challenges related to it, and how can they be managed?
Okay, most times the care for the older people is usually on the children, directly or indirectly. In fact, not indirectly now, directly, because in the other side of the world they have this kind of package already which works in their own region, but here it does not work. So many of us, we are saddled with the responsibility of taking care of
your own
old. So it's like you're the government of yourself when it comes to the older people. So now, taking care of them, you find maybe children having to share responsibility amongst themselves. Probably there are 4 children. Out of the 4, maybe 2 is really employed or having a kind of stable income. 2 others, maybe they're not really on their feet like that. So now, out of the 4, is like really on 2 people. Out of the 2, maybe just 1 or even none may be available.
Yes.
So now they would have to come to an agreement or a thing that, okay, how do we take care of this woman? And this is our growing world, that nobody now is staying in the rural areas anymore, where most of these old they are. Now most children are moving to the urban areas. Now that they are at the urban areas, these older people, they are only left with probably people that they've grown up with, or just people that they've relatives, not direct relationships that they've had while growing up with these people. And do not forget also that somewhere along the line, most people, like maybe people that they've had contact with, death may come and they lose loved ones somewhere along the line. So it's really broad. So caring for them, it has to do with, it takes a whole village,
and you need to be available.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes everyone to take care of the older ones.
What kind of sporting activities or physical activities can help the old people keep fit, to help them stay healthy and fit? What kind of such activities can they engage in?
I've worked directly with these older ones, so I know that in homes there's a lineup of physical exercise that they have for them. But most times when you look at the old people that are not within the confines of their home, you find them doing all these short walks. Maybe they go about, they see some children, they greet them. Those are the things. It's mental for them, it's physical for them. So it involves so many parts now. So they see people that they know, they just be like, lembe, the normal Yoruba way. They greet them, they move to another place, they talk with them, and before they've covered like 2-3 streets, and they are coming back home. In a way, it has helped stretch their muscles. In another way, it has helped them mentally to recognize people and things and events around them. And another thing they do, then games for men. When you see them, they do this Ayo. Yes. In homes, yes.
Draft.
We have them, yes. Draft, those kind of things, yes. And possibly when we do music therapy. So we take them back in time, playing like the old songs, the old 70s, 80s songs, all those Ebenezer Obey,
Ayala.
Yes, so many of them like that. And when we are playing this kind of songs, some of them be like, oh, in 1976 when I had my first daughter, I was doing that, and my father used to like this kind of music. So those things, they really help them to then they start to dance again. Before you know, some of them will sweat out.
Yes.
So those kind of things, it helps them mentally, it helps them physically.
Talking about therapy,
Yeah.
I would like to divert to dementia in old people.
Yes.
What are the signs, the early signs of dementia, and how can it be managed? Because I think there is no sure cure for dementia. Is there any cure?
No cure,
There's no
but it can
cure.
be managed.
Okay, so how can it be, like, how can you know the early signs of dementia that I think grandma or grandpa is beginning to experience dementia or something, and how can it be managed?
Okay, the thing is, in simple terms, dementia just has to do with some loss of memory. No, it might not be total loss of, it is not even total loss of memory, but you know, in some of the activities that they undertake, some things like it's like a skip. Maybe they remember till 1966, then some events between 1966 to maybe 1987,
And some
some
have
of
some
them,
particular kind of events that they forget.
yes, that they forget totally, they don't even remember. Okay, I've seen an older person who, during the time when a bank in Nigeria was still functioning, the woman made some investments with this bank, and so she has a large number of shares with them, and she's supposed to get all these things back after the bank went down. Now she only has a child, a son, somewhere, and so that child, maybe, I don't know, from history, or maybe from the mother telling him, or he just got to know that the mother has she had that investment with the bank. Now they've asked the woman, they've gone to the bank to ask that this is what what my mother has with you guys. Okay, how will she get
Our investment out?
Yes, out of your bank? They said, okay, bring documents, let us see how
The
far.
proof.
Yes, the proof and everything that you guys have. Now the guy asked the mother, she could not remember anything,
Making the investment
anything,
at all.
even making papers. No, the thing is, she even remembered.
That she made the investment.
She remembered the bank, she remembered everything, but she can't remember where she placed the documents. They've checked everywhere in the room, and they didn't find anything. And sometimes it might not even be documents.
There are old people that they are good with other things, but when it comes to faces, they see their own children. They are like,
Exactly.
Oh, who are you? I've never seen you. Their own
faces. Yes, some they lose the time factor, the essence of time. They can't even remember what time it is, or maybe someone tells them the time now, it's 12:01. In next 1 minute they already forgot it's 12.
So how can you manage that kind of situation? Is it that you keep reminding them, you keep telling them over and over again?
Sometimes it helps. You can't just ignore them. So I know it might be a lot for people around them and be like, man, you're disturbing me. But usually it helps when they have someone to take care of them. For example, having like a kind of help,
or a nurse.
Yes, a nurse to take care of that old
just
person.
Particularly
yes,
person.
To take care of them, to be there. Then it helps to have people around. Social support is very vital to help older people. Once a person would have a good social support, you find that it's much easier for that older person to navigate maybe her life through the day.
Okay. Now, talking about social support,
Yeah.
a lot of our old people, they have their opinions. They are really opinionated about a lot of things. They have their own opinions that they have formed over the years. How do you get them to socialize? Because sometimes you want to make them go out, meet people, do things that are relevant, do things that people do these days, but they feel like, no, You know, like they are not interested. Sometimes it's even difficult to have a conversation with them because what they know is different from what is obtainable now. How do you get them to listen to you, to see your reasons? How do you go through that with them?
I see most times as young people to take time to know the interest of your old person. I know we have curated or we've made some kind of list for ourselves that these are the enjoyable things.
Yes.
No, but to them it is not enjoyable. Sometimes as younger people as well, take time to understand your old person's interest. We have a kind of line for what we think is enjoyable as young people. For example, going to maybe the cinemas. I think that it's really lovely. You know, it's a really good idea.
It's good for relaxing actually.
Exactly. So now, think of your old people. Will she love to go to the cinema? No.
They're not even used to it.
So what we do is that we will tag that person. She's not interested. No, she's not. So we'll push that person aside because our own ideas are not the same thing as ours. Then look at this again. We'll be like, okay, maybe going out, maybe having some food is okay. Maybe somewhere
Eating out.
eating out like places like, where should I use now? Maybe having pizza.
Domino pizza.
Yes. Just going to Domino's and sharing pizza like round table. You know, you take one, another person takes one. But their own form of eating together is not like that. Maybe their own is a bar.
You cook at home.
Everybody call all the children. Maybe we eat together from a particular from the pot. So it's way different when we should try to understand them, where they are coming from. Maybe what they want is just to go to church and socialize with their own friends. You see, even that going to church is another social activity for them that some of them they take religiously.
Yes.
Some of them they have not gone to church to worship God though. But
they just want to
because they are used to
church activities.
Maybe some of them they've been in dickness for like maybe years, and they just maybe told them to, Mama, step down, you are now older. But now
they want to do all those activities that they were doing as
they want to keep up, they want to keep up with things, and your interest is in you going out to maybe somewhere else, but theirs is church. That's where they find this peace, that's where they find serenity. But for younger people, who cares about finding anything like that in church? So I think it's just basically about understanding interest and finding a middle ground.
Okay. Now I want to go back to dementia.
Okay.
What are the things you can recommend for people who are already going through dementia?
Yes.
What can you recommend for their carer to do and not do to help the situation of the old person? Okay.
For people living with dementia, I will admit that it is very difficult to take care of them. First of all, some people don't even know that the people that they have as old people, they are suffering from anything like dementia.
Yeah, there are a lot of people around
they don't
know anything about dementia. They don't know that what is happening to Mama is dementia. Is a form of sickness that Mama actually needs attention. They easily tag it. They say all the wickedness that she has been doing, and if the Mama is somebody's in-law, we say that maybe it's a wicked life that is affecting her. A lot of people don't know these things, that the woman is sick or the man is sick and probably even needs help.
It borders so much on everyone, the government, everyone, medical sector, everyone, because you can't really blame people for actions which they don't even have an understanding of.
Yes.
Abroad, somewhere else, there is already like a sensitization for everyone that this is what is happening.
And even in Nigeria, I think the awareness is increasing.
It is increasing by the day, which we really appreciate. But there is no support like that. There's no strong support for everyone to know that, oh, this is what is going on. You know, before we can tear tradition from all these kind of terms, it might take a while. it might take many people to be educated about all these things.
Yes,
In fact, many people are educated, but they don't really know about all these things. So to understand, it takes we knowing that, recognizing it, that this person is losing some kind of, there's a break, somewhere. Yeah, there's a break somewhere. There is I'm not, it just takes an extra care, attention. Okay, now I would recommend that, now after knowing at least that the older person that you have with you is suffering from dementia, find a doctor, someone related to that field, that would, or a hospital that the person will have to frequent.
Yes, to get help.
Yes, to get help first. Then you can then be helped from there. Maybe the person would have to be placed on some kind of drugs. The person would have to be advised on adaptation, how to adapt to environment and things like that, or how to adapt to maybe the surroundings of the home, which I mean. So afterwards, I'm sure that the person, you would definitely need a nurse.
I know they give them some kind of therapy.
Yes. So you need like someone to care for the person. The person needs social support. So it's not just enough that you're a carer and you're taking care of an older person. In fact, you as a child, as children of that older person, you yourself, you have to form the social support that person needs.
Yes.
After that, we look at the community where the person resides. How can we place this person in a kind of way that she interacts well with our society? Even with the old dementia thing, okay, for people who have lived, say, who are from the much more rural areas where they are from, they enjoy seeing people, it's like a kind of communal way of living which they are already used to, other than this urban city life where it's just hustle and bustle. So there they find going around, greeting people, socializing, talking to people they've seen for a while, they just go about like that. Maybe they see roadside food, they buy, they eat. They are used to people already coming to announce to them that monta something like this. So okay, buy omo tonta eko, help me buy omo this one, buy. So those kind of things, it helps them a lot. Okay. Church, this one, all those,
they even know themselves.
Yes, so it's communal. People just, it's like a network already for them. So allow them enjoy those kind of things.
For people that are in urban area and we have old people, would you recommend that such old persons should be taken to a home? Because there are some old people home around. Do you recommend? I personally would not subscribe to taking your old person to a home. But sometimes people do it. They do it out of the fact that they don't have a choice. They have to make a living. They have to work. They are caring. They need to. A lot of things are calling for their attention. They probably have their own children too. They have to hustle. Everybody is hustling now, and even you need to double the hustle in this present day Nigeria. So having the time, caring for an old person with dementia is really time consuming, and you need all the concentration. So you may not have that luxury. So that's why a lot of people subscribe to the home. What would you advise about?
For people in the urban area, as harsh as this may sound to the older people, the homes may still, if you can have your old person in your own home, you should at least. But if you cannot, if circumstance will not allow you, maybe location, your work, your availability, if it will not allow you, just subscribe to the home. I think it's still way much better than abandoning your older ones at home. You don't even, okay, for example, now people with dementia, sometimes some of them may leave the home and they go somewhere to buy something and they don't know the road back home. So if you leave your old person unattended to, it might be difficult for.
That may be really serious.
Yes, it might be a serious thing, and it will be a case of a missing person. But if in a home they are monitored, they have different kinds of activities that are given scheduled to different times of the
and
day.
I think in the home they also attend to their needs, like particularly.
Yes. They even they take care of them. They schedule doctor's appointments. You go for so many things, tests. They are responsible for things like that. All you just have to do is
to pay.
Yeah, that's all. But if you can keep your older ones at home and you have like a care plan for them, go ahead with that as well. It has to do with how suitable that situation will be for you, because I don't want to really be on the side of the older ones. I don't want to be on the side of the people taking care of them, because it's a lot on both sides.
As an experienced social worker, do you think that old people actually love it in the home? Do they like going to the home?
Okay, this one is relative, right? Let me put it that way, because okay, for most of them, what I have noticed, this is first-hand experience. I'm not talking from maybe book research now. Looking about what I've experienced firsthand, many of them, they do not like it in the home. Then, but some of them, they be like, where do you want? Yes, where do you want me to go if I don't stay here? And sometimes you be like, that's when some people are really clamoring for, let me leave. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay here. Take me to my house. So people be like, where do you want me to go? Like I like it here. And we just, so many views from, okay, let me talk from the side of people who do not like to stay in the home. First of all, you know that those kind of people, maybe they've been like social people from the get-go.
Yes.
They like to see the people around them.
And
they like to go out. Maybe in control. Yeah. They go to the market by themselves. They go to church. They wash their own clothes. They do everything for them. So they cook. Then suddenly, you just take them from the comfort of all of that, and you tell them, okay, now we cook for you, we bring your food, we wash your clothes, we take you to the hospital, you don't have to do this, we take you to church. And they'll be like, am I that old? Some of them will be like, ṣé mo ti dàgbà tó yẹn náà ni tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n wá gbé mi sínú mi. Wọ́n gbé mi kiri. And they're like, ṣé mo ti dàgbà tó yẹn, but I'm just 75. But why would you come and why would they come and but ọmọ yìí ó tó kàn wá drop me see they start to ask questions that ṣé my children think that I'm that old, that they are bringing me to somewhere like this. So those kind of things, they really happen. So some of them like that, they don't like it. They do everything possible to leave, and these people, they can be theatrical that when they start with this their artwork, you be like they would dramatize. They can say, oh, it's their head today, it's their this one tomorrow. They would make sure that they leave their home, while others, okay, let me now take it from the side, which I understand. Before I go to the side of people who like it there, or who are very indifferent about it, these people, okay, I think I said something about they liking the comfort of their homes. They like to be in control and things like that. So all those factors, you can't really take it away from them, because it is built over time. It has been built over time. So,
and I think it even makes their situation worse.
Yes,
I personally feel that it will make their situation worse, especially for people who have been suffering from dementia before, like they already have the symptoms of dementia.
You are right.
Taking them to the home now,
yes,
get their
you
situation
are right.
worse.
You are right. Sometimes it does. Sometimes, really. Then so for people who they're just indifferent, possibly some of them, what I have noticed about some of them, they're all these bookworm.
Okay.
People who are grown up to just be books. They don't even socialize in the first place. Some of them, they maybe it's just about maybe they've worked a long time at work, and what they do is to just maybe give commands. They write, they read, they things like that. What you find them even doing in those homes, like they read newspapers, they read books, they read things. They're just, so when you ask them, do you like it here? They'll be like, fair enough. And they'll be like, fair enough. Like they're okay. And while others, maybe it's just condition. condition in terms of, okay, let me just say it in terms of this condition, in terms of they've thought about it. They don't even like to stay in this Lagbaja's house. They don't even like to stay in that one's house. Let me just be in the home where nobody will disturb me. Maybe they'll bring food for me. Maybe they'll take care of me.
Let me just
all these children said they're disturbing me. Some of them will be like, even if I go to this person's house, they'll just be forcing me to do this.
So eat things I don't like.
But here, I'll just be in my room, nobody to disturb me. So, and I see my other mates, I dance every time with them. So
I think I've seen some people too. They feel that being in the home with their other colleagues is better than going to their children's house where they will dictate everything for them. They dictate when they sleep, when they eat, what they eat, when they go out. They don't like it. Most old people don't like it when you treat them like you are controlling them.
Some can be very understanding. They be like, won't it be too much on this person if I try to stay with them, or if I'm staying alone? That won't it be so much?
Those are the over considerate ones.
They'll still be thinking of their children that let me not to be life for me.
They don't want to be burdened. They don't want to bring the burden on the children.
They think that they are like a burden, which they are not, but they just feel that way. So it's always very different for these old people. It's just knowing you're kind of old
and trying to meet their peculiar needs.
Exactly. That's how it works most.
Thank you so much. I think I personally learned a lot, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for giving out that time to answer our questions.
Always.
And I also, because I know definitely they are going to drop some questions.
Okay.
I hope you are going to be available in case we want to ask you further questions.
Okay.
So my final words on this will be, just try your best to give back to your parents. They have probably given you their all. So give as much as you can, and God will help us.
And that's the least we can do in Nigeria, because most young people, they are the retirement plan for the old people in Nigeria, because there is no government anything coming to them.
Nothing.
So you as a child, you are all there.
You as a child,
their retirement plan.
You are their retirement plan.
If I retire, this is what I'll be doing. This person will be giving me money.
This is the person that will be taking care of me.
That's all.
That's deep. So just try your best. Just try your best for your old people, no matter their conditions. Try your best to give back to them. They have probably given you everything they had. Try your best, and God will help us all. May we all live long.
Amen.
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 Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.